Hello, folks. Yet another update on the Nikon Z9 launch. After teaser 3, of course, you can imagine that the forums were full of a lot of discussion, and, well, the trolls are out as well. We don't know exactly how good this camera is going to be. However, Nikon Rumors has a new rumor. Well, I don't know. It's a rumor, but it's information that he's received from people that have handled or are handling the Z9. So, if you'll excuse me for a minute, I'll look over here on my other monitor. We're looking at this camera based on what he's heard over at Nikon Rumors from someone who has handled it, is not going to be something that just meets the current technology and all the flagships from other brands. It's going to surpass them. So I would say take it with a grain of salt, but Nikon's a fantastic. They have a fantastic R&D department. Their flagship cameras over the years, the DSLRs, have been fantastic. So there's no doubt that they've worked hard to make this something more than just another installment in the mirrorless line. It is the flagship after all. So I'm expecting great things. Will it live up to the hype that we've heard so far? I don't know, but I don't think the teasers have really given us a full load of what this camera is capable of. It is exactly what they call it, teasers. And it has teased us along, and a lot of people are already finding fault in the teasers and everything else, but the teasers aren't going to leak everything. It's just to whet the appetite and get the buzz going, which it definitely has. We have one more teaser, and then we move on to the announcement, and hopefully that'll be next week. That's been reported by Nikon Rumors. Possibly next week, the 28th, give or take a day. We'll see what happens, though. But at least we're going to get another teaser, and we'll see what comes in that. Speaking of which, I really believe that that's going to be about image quality, because everybody wants to see you're shooting this thing at supposedly 30 frames a second. Let's see what the captures look like. And I have a feeling that we're going to see that in the next teaser. Maybe a roll of 30 shots on a moving subject so that we can determine whether the autofocus is what they claim it will be. So some of the other things, of course, it's dual pixel sensor, and that's going to allow an EVF near optical viewfinder quality. That's huge. If they can accomplish that, that is a huge step. That definitely moves ahead of the competition. And I don't think that they're competing. Well, I shouldn't say competing. Of course, they're all competing. They're competing for sales, but I don't think that this is a big bragging moment for Nikon against or with the other manufacturers. It'll be a bragging moment based on what they've accomplished. So, a EVF that's near optical viewfinder, that'd be huge. That's one of the things that I miss so far with the mirrorless system is I love that optical viewfinder. I find it hard to shoot with my arm stuck out here with a camera in my hand, and just trying my best to steady it and take a photo. You're definitely not going to do that with a heavy camera and a large telephoto prime. So that viewfinder is going to be a big part of this camera. So a major update to the AF system. Of course, we've heard that and seen some of it. We don't know exactly what it's capturing, and hence I believe we're going to see some of that in the next teaser. It won't be much, but it may be enough to quiet down the masses. I mean, right now we've got half the Nikon crowd with pitchforks and torches standing outside the Nikon headquarters, demanding more or criticizing and saying it can't and blah blah blah. So there you have it. What are you going to do? What else? Oh, they're also talking about expect to see some sample photos coming from Mexico, surfing in New Mexico, or not New Mexico. That would be strange, wouldn't it? In Mexico. So that may be where we get to see the IQ and the ability of the AF to actually track and keep in focus a moving subject. The Nikon Z9 is already in production. Well, I expected that. I couldn't confirm it, but I expected that it was. Since the teasers are out, there's no way that they would start the teasers without it being in production. How far along in production? I don't know. Have they already shipped an allotment of cameras? I don't know. Hopefully they have, so it got here through the mess that we have out at the ports right now. What else is it? One guy says he handled the Z9 this week. He was totally blown away at all levels. You know, whatever all levels is. I don't know if that means all capabilities or video and stills or what, but another says this is no catch up for Nikon. It's surpassing the competition with huge margins. Now that's exciting. I'm not going to say take it with a grain of salt. I'm going to say we have to be prepared for someone else's exuberance, and maybe we just can't conjure up a lot in our own mind. But surpassing by huge margins, that would tell me that, well, I hope that this individual has handled other cameras, the other flagships, other brands, and has an idea what he's talking about. So we'll wait and see. And the price, that's the big one. That's been one of the big discussions in the forums. How much is it going to cost? And I've heard everything from $59.99 up to $89.99. I mean, who knows where it's going to fall, but I do not expect this to fall outside the current flagship price for Nikon. Now that would be at $65 or $64.99. But I don't even think it's going to fall there. I do believe this is going to land around $59.99. Now, don't write your check out yet because I'm just guessing, but I have a feeling that that's where it's going to land. And if it does, that's definitely going to boost the sales and the availability for some people. A lot of people don't buy into flagships because of the cost, and I understand that. However, if it's at $59.99, there will be people that may push their budget a little beyond where they had planned and buy this camera. And what does it do for Nikon? Not just undercutting the competitors. That's not the big deal here, I don't think. I think what it does is it allows a few more to get hands on or invest in the flagship camera. The other thing that it does is it allows somebody like me a few extra dollars to pick up another lens. We know through the rumors. Wait a minute, that doesn't make sense either, does it? The rumors are there will be two lenses announced with the Z9. So I don't know what they're going to be. I think I talked about that before, but regardless, if this thing is cheaper than $7,000, i.e. somewhere around $59.99, I've got an extra bit of cash to invest in a lens, depending on what they announce with the Z9. That's a good thing. The cheaper flagship allows people to invest in the flagship and then want to buy lenses to go with the flagship cameras. And of course, the big thing is it'll all trickle down into subsequent models. I don't think we're going to see it trickle down into current models, although there is the possibility that we do get some kind of an update or firmware update for the Z6 and Z7 II, the two models. I don't know about the first models, and that's what I'm actually using right now is a Z6. I have a Z6 II. I'm happy with the cameras for what I'm doing right now. I sold my D5, and that was my big monster camera, but I still have a D500. So I'm still okay where I sit. But the Z9, I sold the D5 just to get the Z9, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Yes, I'll be using existing F-mount glass, my old 400 2.8D. Still a great lens, and I plan to mount it on that Z9 and see how she rocks. So that's the news right now. And I mean, it's just crazy in the forums. A lot of infighting, as I've said before. Nikon folks can fight with each other like nobody else. It's almost like they don't want Nikon to survive. And of course, everybody wants the perfect camera for them, but it's not the perfect camera for everybody else. I said before, I think this is going to come very close to the perfect camera for me. I like a big camera. I've always had big, bulky DSLRs, big, heavy lenses. I don't care. I mean, as old as I am, I don't cry like so many people. I want it so small. I can put it in my shirt pocket, but I want it to have a 600 prime and shoot 90 frames a second and 8K video. Uh, where are we right now in this world? You know, we're just falling apart when young men can't carry a camera. So anyway, I know I'll get some trash talk about that, but that's okay. All right, so that's what I know right now. I'm going to continue to do these and update as I hear things. I think most of the people that would tune in hear the same things or see the same things, but maybe there's a few that drift through and didn't know it, and they can go research me, go to Nikon Rumors or other forums and see what else is going on. As I hear more, I'll jump in and drop a couple more live streams. It's just so easy to do a live stream and let it roll to video. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. If you did, for those that have stopped by for the other videos, thank you very much. Even the comment I got about your video put me to sleep. My wife laughed too. And that's okay. Thanks for the critique. Trying to step it up a little bit, put a little more life in this thing. And yeah, we'll just keep getting better as we go along. But thanks. Stop back again soon. And I know everybody says like and subscribe. Only do it if you want to. But if you do, that's wonderful. And expect me to comment on your comments, at least for now. I mean, it's not like I'm getting 500 comments a video, so not a big deal. And I love to hear from you guys. What do you think? What's going to be in the next teaser? You know, drop it in the comment. Here soon, I'm going to try to set this up so we can even take phone calls again. But, all right, that's all I got. Sorry it took so long. And thanks for stopping by. And we're gone.